In the shadow of Japan's Elite Special Operations Group, SOG, often likened to the Green Berets and Delta Force, there arose an unprecedented mission in the year 2013. A mission that would shroud the ancient city of Kyoto in an eerie shroud of mystery. Disturbing reports trickled in, whispering tales of a calamitous event unfolding on a train traversing the heart of Kyoto. It was as though a malevolent force had gripped the passengers, turning them into frenzied aggressors. Whispers of a potential biological weapon sent shockwaves through the Japanese government, prompting an immediate quarantine of the afflicted neighborhood. Tracks slicing through a quaint town were frozen in time. Civilians were evacuated under the guise of a toxic gas leak. Roads sealed tight. The SOG was dispatched, their mission clear: identify threats, neutralize hostiles, and unearth the enigma behind the chaos. Clad in hazmat tactical gear, respirators concealing their faces, they boarded a Boeing CH-47 Chinook helicopter. Landing just shy of the now-deserted town, 5 hours after the initial onslaught, the team entered a world consumed by nightfall. As they stepped onto the town's silent streets, homes and businesses stood wide open, windows shattered. The team moved forward with military precision, inching closer to the ominous train tracks. Then, cutting through the stillness, came the distant cries, accompanied by monstrous roars and inhuman screams. The team leader signaled a halt. Every operative froze, their senses on high alert. The spine-chilling screams hung in the air, a grim reminder that this mission was far from ordinary, and their journey into the unknown had only just begun. In 2013, Japan's Special Operations Group, SOG, embarked on a life-changing mission in Kyoto, which is Japan's version of the United States Green Berets or Delta Force. Reports of a train catastrophe had gripped the city in fear, with passengers turned into frenzied assailants. Whispers of a potential biological threat prompted the Japanese government to quarantine the area. The tranquil town's tracks lay frozen, and civilians were evacuated under the guise of a toxic gas leak, sealing off all access roads. The team leader signaled a halt, reminding them that this mission was anything but ordinary, and the true horrors of the unknown awaited them. The team's arrival at the train tracks turned their worst fears into reality. The train lay before them in a state of chaos, broken windows smeared with a dark red liquid that could only be described as macabre. The dreadful screams persisted from within, accompanied by frenzied commotion. With their senses on high alert, the SOG operatives cautiously made their way into the train. What they encountered defied all reason and plunged them into a living nightmare. Figures that had once been human now engaged in unspeakable acts, feeding upon the corpses strewn across the rows of seats. Some were barely alive, their eyes as black as the abyss, their faces twisted with rage and hatred. In an instant, the soldiers reacted with precision, raising their rifles and aiming for headshots. Shots rang out, and bodies crumpled to the floor. Within moments, the hostiles were neutralized, and the smoke began to clear, revealing the gruesome aftermath. But the eerie silence outside the train was short-lived, and a sense of dread washed over them as they turned their heads to look out the closest window. A horde of these abominations encircled the train, their malevolent gaze fixed upon the team. Panic set in as the soldiers opened fire, trying to fend off the relentless onslaught. As the creatures closed in, one by one, the SOG members fell, their ammunition running dry. The last standing soldier found himself on the floor, back against the train's exit door, with only a few bullets left in his sidearm. He fired desperately, each shot a fleeting hope in the face of overwhelming odds. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, the deafening roar of a helicopter, all black with no insignias and a model that was so advanced it couldn't be identified. The crackling of a loudspeaker shattered the oppressive silence. An authoritative voice ordered any survivors to stay down, followed by the deafening hail of 50 cal bullets that swept away everything standing between the lone soldier and the front of the train car, and every living and unliving thing around the train. As the empty shells were falling from the helicopter, breaking the silence, there was sounds of chaos approaching more of those things. The lone soldier grabbed his fallen teammate's weapon, and the loudspeaker rang out another order. It said,
"You better get out of there.
You have about 30 seconds before hell gets here."